SFO, LAX. Lose an hour, gain an hour.
I mean, I love waking up in the morning not knowing what's gonna happen or who I'm gonna meet, where I'm gonna wind up.
Once you cross the ocean and cut yourself loose, looking for something more beautiful, something more exciting, and yes, I admit, something more dangerous.
Next time, let's go first class, all right?
Check-in for that flight doesn't begin for another 2 hours, sir.
This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
Yo, welcome to another episode of On the Road with 6 East, the Happiness of Pursuit Festival Edition. This is a dope interview, man. I'm super excited. This is a hero of mine. I grew up listening to this dude, and this dude is a big part of the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. Maybe a huge part of the reason I even decided to become an artist, seeing what this guy was doing early on, coming from where I'm coming from, really let me know that it was possible to make it in the music industry coming from where I come from. So it's a blessing to have this guy on today and on the festival in general. So, I'd like to introduce Dirty Birdie. Dirty Birdie, how you doing, brother?
Tweet 60. It's a pleasure, brother. I'm doing great, man. Thank you for that wonderful intro, brother.
Yeah, like I said, I know we haven't really had too much interaction with each other, so this is a dope opportunity for me to just be a fan and ask questions I've always wanted to ask you, just being a kid listening to the freestyles on the Wake Up Show and everything you and Sly was doing early on. Like I said, I was just a kid when all this was going on, so it let me know that there was people from where I'm from doing what I was trying to do. And, you definitely opened the lane for myself and all the people that I've been coming up with these past couple of years.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure, man. A blessing and an honor and a privilege, brother.
Cool. So let's get into it, man. I want to know, what was it like growing up in the IE when you were coming up?
When I was coming up, man, it was in terms of the hip-hop aspect or just in general?
Well, I want to get into, in general, just the climate of how the city was looking back then, just because how different the IE has became over the years with just all the people moving here, all the gentrification going on in the city and all the people moving out here and just the big, just people moving out here in general. And I just want to see what the city was like, and then, we can just transition into what the hip-hop scene was like.
The climate was very much like, if you have to picture like Boys in the Hood in the 80s. It was like you had your gangsters, you know what I'm saying? You had your hustlers, you had your hip hoppers. I of course was a hip hopper, and the climate was it wasn't as tense. It was more kind of fun loving, but at the same time, be aware of your surroundings. There was a lot more house parties, and the authenticity of the craft was like big in the city in the sense that there were a lot of DJ crews and a lot of MC crews and, that kind of deal. A lot of party crews at that time.
So we're talking late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, we're talking mostly late 80s. Late 80s, early 90s, you know what I'm saying? It was a little different by the time that had hit, because the culture had kind of shifted on the West Coast from the shared East Coast boom bap stuff and the gangster rap, and it kind of went to the Black Pride. You know what I'm saying? And so you had a lot of heads running around with, beads on and kufis on and medallions with the Africa on it, and house dancing was popping and, that kind of deal. So when you would go to clubs, it would be battling, dancing, and rhyming. And, it was a lot of that going on. And you still had the other shit going on too. The street life shit was going on too, of course.
Was there local hip hop showcases and stuff going on? Was you guys like rocking shows and stuff? And how did that begin?
At that time, we were doing shows, and we were trying to get on anytime there was something that would happen at the Orange Show Pavilion. When the little tours would come to town, we was trying to, you know, spit our little stuff for the guys that were coming into town on the tour, like the Fresh Fest tours and, you know, the different tours like that. And then after the fact, so yeah, there were times we was performing, you know what I'm saying, like at little venues that little promoters was trying to throw just to have a little something for people to come and get their shit off to, they dancing or whatever. And so we would be trying to capitalize on performing at those type of, you know, situations and whatever not. But it's definitely different in terms of shows now for sure than it was back at that time, because you know I don't know. Well, for instance, there would be a time where, say, somebody like a King T would be coming to perform. Somebody would have them up at Valley College, or they'd have little functions at different little spots, and you would be trying to open up. You know, so that's always been going on, I guess. You feel me? So it was always that type of stuff. And then you had the big shows, like I said, where you was trying to open up for whoever was coming to town type stuff. And then of course you had your little social gatherings, your little intricate situations scattered throughout the E, where people were congregating and battling, or you know, whatever. So that was a lot of that was going on throughout the Inland Empire.
Who was hot? Like, who was hot around the town? Who were you listening to? Was there somebody like that had a lot of traction going on that was representing the city or anything like that at that time?
During that time, there wasn't really a lot of people were not really saying they were from IE if they were getting on. So at that time, there wasn't nobody. I mean, if we're talking early 90s, people that was getting deals was like Lighter Shade of Brown. This is like 92, 93. You feel me? Like Sly and I, you know, had our little record deals where situations that, you know, we didn't end up coming out. But, you know, the hype and the buzz and the little miniature touring and all of that kind of stuff was going on. But I guess to answer your question, I can't really think of anyone in particular that was holding it down for the town per se. And when I say the town, I'm referencing San Bernardino. There were some guys that people were getting little deals here and there, but I don't think anybody had a situation where it really had popped off to where they were like an attraction. They were able to pull a significant crowd and just have openers for them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a situation like that. We were going to LA and performing. We were going to LA and doing shows and doing like record company showcases and stuff like that. But there wasn't really anybody that I could think of now on the spot right now. If I would have had time to think, I might have been able to say different. And if somebody else was here, they might say, "Oh, nigga, you remember?" Oh, and I'm like, "Yeah." All right, but nobody stands out like right now off the top of my head that was really repping the nine like that.
Not having somebody like a point of reference for the record labels in the mainstream, trying to figure it out and trying to break through that early on, especially, what was that like, and what was it? Were people trying to get you to say you were from somewhere else, and what was what was the moment where you guys were kind of like, yo, we're gonna try to do this?
I think, man, for us, we always had a sense of pride in our town, even though it was looked at as the armpit of Southern California. Now I'm talking about San Bernardino. No, it was known as the armpit of Southern California. In fact, it was a known fact that like JJ Fat was from Rialto, but yet they were like, you know, LA, because Easy then put them on. It was kind of known that Rodney O was from Moreno Valley, but it was like LA. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like that at that time. So by the time I made it to the Wake Up Show in '97, when we were like, when Sway was like, "Where are you guys from?" and I said the Inland Empire, he didn't even know what I was talking about, bro. He was like, he was like how Run DMC has that song, You Be Illin'. He was like the Illin Empire. And I was like, nah, the Inland Empire, yo. And, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, those moments were times that Sly and I repped the 9, like, strong in front of, let's just say to be nice, just under 1 million listeners, if not more, on an international radio show. So that kind of stuff led to what you were referencing earlier, because it was like, nah, man, F that. Like, this is where I'm from. I'm not finna say I'm from somewhere I'm not. I love going to L.A. I love hanging out. I got family all over that place. So, I love L.A., but I love where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy and grimy and whatever as it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where I became who I am at. And if it wasn't for this, it wouldn't be no Dirty Birdie.
I feel like we gotta sidebar this and address Tyler's tweet. I don't know if you've seen it. Did you see
Tyler's comment?
Tyler, the creator's tweet, yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. From a business standpoint, I respect the boy's hustle. Do I enjoy his music? Me? No. And not because he's young and I'm an old head. I don't like it. I don't like his music. I don't like his personality. So for me, I didn't really care that he said that. I was just like, look who's saying it, bro. Like, who cares? Like, that guy feels like that. Like, niggas from Colton that went to Colton High School produce niggas in Paris, for crying out loud. Like, nigga, you don't care what this nigga gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got people from here. Like, I don't even want to run down everybody that's from here. You know what I'm saying? That's like stupid famous, dumb paid, if it's a matter of status or, you know, what have you, or a talent or whatever. Like, nigga, get out of here, dog. I don't know why he's trying to poke the bear and what was said that made him feel like he wanted to personally attack IE. But if you notice, that boy don't do stuff just to do stuff. But then he does do stuff just to do stuff. So there was something behind it, and it's like, I don't know. I don't really care, bro. Like, I ain't got nothing against nobody that's gay or nothing like that, but it's like, doo-doo chasing weirdos, nigga, that make whack music, they don't even, nigga, you don't even exist to me, bro. Like, to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it ain't about lyrics for a lot of them no more. And I used to think that about everybody, and then I started listening. I'm like, okay, no. It's some dope young brothers out here. Like, super spit. So I'm like, okay, it's not a matter of the youth. Some motherfuckers is just whack, and they got on because somebody didn't know no better. And, you know, the kids that was just like on their shit, they wasn't listening for that. They was listening and looking for shock value. So it was like the game shifted, and it became more about the visual, you know what I'm saying, than the rhyme. And then the rhyme started making its way back, and it's kind of where we at now. So I'm like, cool. But it's like a dude like that, like, I'd rather listen to Earl Sweatshirt out of his crew, like, than that buck-tooth son of a bitch. Like, that nigga's trash to me. Like, trash to me. But this is just us talking right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't make a diss record, you know, on the boy. Like, the boy getting his money. As whack as he is, he getting his bread, he making a living. Like, you know what I'm saying? He worships Satan, sucking dick, and doing what he do. So, I don't know, whatever, nigga. But, you know, nigga's whack to me.
I didn't want to bring that up or anything. I just thought we had to address. I didn't have it written down or anything. It just kind of came up.
Nah, well, you know what, 60? A lot of brothers out here is like, niggas ain't gonna say nothing. This nigga Tyler just... I'm like, nigga, we're not talking about the Lord. This guy, bro. Like, come on, man. Y'all really care what that nigga say? Like, he just brought attention to the E. Now people finna be like, what's going on out there? Who's out there? It's like all publicity is good publicity. That nigga just gave us some publicity for whatever fucking reason. So now it's like, okay, well, what them niggas doing out there? Who's out there? Then they hear it, and it's like, oh, the niggas ain't whack. I don't know what the fuck he talking about. You feel me? Like, so, I don't know. It's like, whatever. As long as he don't say Dirty Birdie is whack from Honey.
Yeah.
Shit. then he gonna do me a favor, which he ain't finna do. So fuck that gap tooth nigga, man. Nobody care what that nigga think. This nigga's name is Felicia, for crying out loud. I wish I would make a page where my name is Audrey or Margaret. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or some woman's like, nigga, get out of here, bro. He's like, you trying too hard, my nigga. Get your ass out of here. But like I said, he's a hell of a businessman. He does his thing, homie. So it is what it is, my nigga.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Back to the early days. I want to know, what was the introduction to the Wake Up Show and how that came about? And was Black Spooks was born before that?
Yeah. Definitely Black Spooks. The Black Spooks came about in like '93, and like probably '95 or 6. We used to be managed by this guy named Styles, man, from and when I say we, I mean Black Spooks, myself, Sly Boogie, DJ KMP. We were managed by this guy named Styles from the UK. And Styles was managing us when we were signed to Perspective Records. That's Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis's label on A&M. So we was on Perspective A&M. During that time, we met a... Huh?
Oh, my bad. How did that situation come about? Like, the Black Spooks came together and like you guys were still like in high school or something?
No. We were already out of school. The Black Spooks came together because I was doing something. My cousin and I had rhymed together off and on since the late 80s, my cousin being Sly Boogie. So in '93, our boy Bookworm, this cat, shout out to Bookworm, him and Sly had a little thing they were doing called 30 Celsius. And I was doing my shit. I was going by Shabam Fati at this time. So for whatever reason, Sly, who was signed to wait a minute. Let me get this right. It was Happy Walter's label. And Funk Dubious was on this label as well. I forget the name of it. Immortal. He was signed to Immortal Records. He had fucked around and got a deal with Immortal Records. The shit fell through. Him and Bookworm started doing shit. I was already doing shit. They got at me like, yo, we should do some shit. So we started doing some little shit. And this chick started shopping our shit. She was shopping our shit, and Perspective wanted to do the shit, but the way labels is, they wanted to do it, and they wanted to take over the situation and have one of their boys produce all of the shit that already had to deal through somebody else producing somebody else's shit. So what it really was is they wanted to be able to dictate the bread, pay they due, make sure the A&R could do how he wanted to do, and assign us a manager kind of type shit. Was basically, in a nutshell, how it went down. So that shit ended up falling through. And during that time, we had met this cat named Chuck, the innocent bystander, is what he was going by at the time. Chuck has a cousin named Tawala, who was an intern up at the Beat. So he like, yo, Tawala heard y'all shit. He think it's dope. We should do a drop for Julio G. We like that. So we do a drop for Julio G. Julio G loves it. He's banging it every night on his intro at 92.3. And Sway and Tech heard it. They like, yo, loving it, do. So we do them a drop for their show. Boom, they banging it. Next thing you know, they like, yo, y'all come up. We go up October 97, Halloween, for the first time. And after that, you know the rest. Been going up ever since.
Man, and what did that do for you guys at that time? Because at that time, we're talking peak wake-up show, right?
Yeah. Definitely peak wake-up show. So at that time, man, it's funny, 60, because being out here in the 9, and this is pre-internet. So it wasn't no internet, man. You know what I'm saying? So anything that you heard that somebody thought about your shit, it was like third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh party. Like it wasn't coming directly from the person, and they didn't have a way to get in contact directly with you if somebody was hating and didn't want to slide your math their way. So you was just going to have to rely on, you know, having to pass in the information or hoping to be able to get in contact with somebody. Things would happen so much different if there would have been an internet at the time that we was aware of. if we would have been communicating via email and, you know, all of that old shit, if there was some type of social shit would have been so crazy at that time. But there was none of that we was aware of. There wasn't no social site. So anyway, it was a long, drawn-out process, and we basically, it was just like all around town, everybody was like, yo, I heard your drop. Y'all niggas killed that shit. Now we talking about a drop that lasts probably, I don't know, a minute or two. It wasn't like a song. You feel me? But they was playing it faithfully. You know what I'm saying? So Julio G was banging it faithfully at 7 o'clock every night. And then the Wake Up was banging it faithfully. And when we went on there and repped the 9 like we did, they made sure that, no, nigga, we from San Bernardino. That's where we from. You feel me? Like, give the people in your community a sense of pride. Nigga, don't be like we dope out here. Nigga, you don't have to be from somewhere else to be dope. You could be from anywhere. It's in your motherfucking heart. You feel me? And practice makes perfect. So you could be from any fucking where. If it's in you, it's in you. And that's what it was a matter of. So, you know, that was the blessing, man.
Yeah, and being on the Wake Up Show led to being on the Anthem with people like Crooked Eyes, Planet Asia, all kinds of people, and
oh yeah, Chino XL, Razzcast, like yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, getting into the I mean, that would basically be you guys breaking into the industry. How was that experience? And when people started getting to meet these people and then finding out about who you guys are and where you guys are from and stuff like that, what did that start doing?
It really kind of started creating opportunities to, you know, do other business and, you know, sidebar stuff and, you know, verses on people's stuff and, you know, all of that type of stuff. In fact, incidentally, when we were in the process of getting that perspective deal, just to backtrack a little bit, we ended up meeting Shock G, who had heard our demo that was floating around Perspective at that time, right before we got signed. This was right before we got signed. And so I guess his thinking was, yo, these dudes is going to be the next dudes. I'm going to put them on this Digital Underground record. So that's what he did. The Future Rhythm album, Digital Underground, we on a song called Fool Get a Clue with Sly, myself, and Shock G on this joint. And that was right before we got on. So that kind of stuff was happening. You know what I mean? Like stuff that may or may not, that ended up coming out obviously, but certain situations that may not have ended up coming out, you know, was happening, you know? So, you know, and that was paying bills. It was doing stuff. We was getting a taste of that record company and industry money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and how was that? From the outside looking in, it was kind of like you guys really breaking into the West Coast, because now I started seeing you guys, you know, in the music videos and stuff with all the OGs in the game, and it was kind of like they were kind of getting really behind you guys and getting behind the IE and everything that's going on out here, and that you guys were leading the forefront for.
Well, in that situation, that was really Sly. That was after the Black Spooks had kind of dissipated, and I was doing my own thing. He was doing his own thing, and Tech pulled a dope move and brought some heads together for his California remix song. So that's probably what you're referencing when all the OGs was right there. So during that time when that was going on, myself and four of my homies had started a label, and we got a distribution deal with Ryko/Native Records, and I recorded an album and dropped it and started touring, and in fact they put me on the Wake Up Show Back to Basics tour. So I went out and did some dates with them on that, and that for me was very dope because I got to get props from people that I had grown up listening to, like Craig G, you know what I'm saying, and you know, at the time, you know, RZA, you know what I'm saying, them had dropped, and Bun B, UGK and them had stuff, and all these brothers was, you know, Daylight. I was doing shows with, you know what I'm saying, Talib and Lupe, and, you know what I'm saying, and Saphir and Camp Low, and the list goes, Chino, Tribe, the list goes on. Like, it was crazy. And, you know, and that for me as a hip-hopper and a B-boy and just somebody that lived hip-hop, the culture, and it was in my spirit. Like that was to me was better than, you know, well, just as good as, if you will, any accolade I could get from something that I was doing, you know what I'm saying, as a rapper from anybody else. Like to be able to get, you know, that whoo boy from people that I used to listen to and go, ooh boy, you know, it was just like, it was like, okay, that's dope. It was like, but being so far away from LA, you can kind of be like, you know, out of the loop. You know what I'm saying? Not really aware of what's really popping in terms of the industry and what's going on in that game. It's different now, but at that time, it was, man, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, I go out and I do that, then I come back to the E and it be kind of quiet. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, this is prior to Homeless Nation.
Yeah, that's prior to Homeless. That's like, actually, that's like right before I joined Homeless. Lunch from Homeless Nation has got a heart as big as San Bernardino County. And what I noticed when Sly and I first parted ways in terms of doing music with each other and just did our solo artist thing, I was performing anywhere, everywhere I could. I was doing up shirts. I was making up my own CDs. I was hustling my shit. I was getting down everywhere. And what I started noticing was every time I did a show, the dudes from Homeless Nation was always there, and they was always deep. Like, these niggas is showing up like 20, 30 niggas like, yo, Dirty, we just here, blah, blah, blah. Like, super fucking with me, yo. So I'm like, man, these niggas is really fucking with me. And then me and Lunch got tight. And so just like on some homeboy shit, like we became like brothers, man, just like super fucking with a nigga. So mind you, I'm in the ignorant crew already with Stank. We already is. We, you know, that's that. That's gonna be that forever. This nigga Lunch like, yo, Dirt, man, you fucking with us heavy, man. What you know what I'm saying? Just like, nigga, I am down. He like, nah, I'll be down though. I'm like, you see? No? Kicking it some more. Thinking to myself, man, how much support these niggas gonna give me before I realize I'm going to their shit, they coming to my shit, like, we super fucking with each other on a personal level. I'm like, yeah, nah, these my niggas. So I started repping Homeless like a motherfucker. We started doing videos, putting out music. That's how I met Fingers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, I met Fingers because Fingers was already part of Homeless.
Oh, okay. I heard you just touch on it. I've never really heard you touch on the situation, and I don't mean to pry or anything, but as a fan, I'd like, what happened with Black Spooks and that whole situation, and why you guys stopped doing music together?
Man, without getting too detailed, because me and my cousin are cool and I love them, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to shed no ill light, but it was just like, it was some things that, you know what I'm saying, that had went down, and sometimes people will try and play a game and play people against one another. And you know what I'm saying, when you're going through things, man, and you wanting to better your life, sometimes you'll say fuck it, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately that's kind of what happened in a nutshell. You feel me? Like, it wasn't broken down like that verbally, but that's what ended up happening. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so I let the chips fall where they fell. And, you know, I went and did me.
Yeah, and going back to the Homeless Nation and catching up to where we were, I remember, man, I had gone to a show at Scoreboards in Pomona, and I was there to catch you guys July 28th, 2006, I believe it was.
Oh, that night that big fight broke out?
You know what? I wasn't there for the big fight because, unfortunately, I was there I was there early. My brother was one of the DJs, and one of my best friends actually passed away that day. He got
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he got shot in front of my aunt's crib, and this is a dude that was an MC from Ontario, and like, we grew up, we were part of a label together at that time, and that's actually what we were doing at the show. Like, aside from catching the show, we're trying to promote our shit. But yeah, I'm at the show waiting for you guys to come on, and I get the call like, yo, this shit just popped off. so I had to leave the show back to Ontario. But I'll never forget that night. You know what I mean? That was one of my best friends, and I'll never forget because I was going to catch you guys live, and I never got to catch that set.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
So, like, down the line, you know, getting to have you on the festival is going to be like, oh, okay, you know, I can finally get to catch dude live. You know, I've caught you live a couple times after that, but just getting you to bring you to the town and shit like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, that's a blessing. That's dope, man. Well, check this out. We gonna rock that for your boy.
You got to.
Yeah, we gonna rock that for your boy that night for sure.
So fast forward, I mean, you've released tons of music and everything you have going on. You know, let us know what you got working on and how you've seen the evolution of the IE and just how everything has grown over the past couple of years, and you know, just advice for younger artists coming out of here and stuff like that.
So going fast forward, man. Just to catch you up on me. I did the mixtape volume 1, volume 2. I put out the Tweet album. I did the tour thing with the Wake Up, and put out another mixtape or 2, and then I dropped Grape Soda. Fast forward 2013. Actually lost my pops 2013. Dropped Grape Soda 2014. Had another record deal, and some crazy ish went down. And I had to bounce back from being homeless and all, like for real homeless, off of a crazy record deal, man. It put me in a bad situation. So I've since recovered from that. And, I got 2 albums right now. One with Fingers, who, as I'm sure everybody knows, produced, you know, Ain't Nothing Like Them Summer Nights, Lean Like a Cholo, you know, some whole other stuff. So we got an album under the name Dirty Hathaway, you know, which is one of my aliases or what have you. So we done with that. We just did our first performance on that at the Echoplex a few weeks ago. It was stupid. Response was stupid, dumb, nice. So that was cool. So we got that, mixing it, trying to wrap that up, shoot some videos for that. And then I also got my digital cardiac album that's like 85% produced by Dr. Stank, you know, a few other cats. My brother, Dr. Stank, and myself. Shout out to Dr. Stank, by the way. Just landed his first commercial placement, you know what I'm saying? On AT&T commercial. Side note, shout out to him. Ignorant Crew, represent. Feel me? And shout out to Fingers, you know what I'm saying, for the development of the Talk Star. Everybody using it, from Teddy Riley to you name it. Everybody using the Talk Star. So that's very dope. And like I said, so I got an album with each of those producers that did the whole joint. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm excited for the first time in a long time, 60, about hip hop. So anyway, getting back to the IE. These rappers in the IE, what I love about, and I'll include you in this, you guys are not only making what I consider to be dope hip hop music and keeping it true to the art form as far as I'm concerned, but you're also great businessmen and visionaries. That's the difference between, I would say, the majority of the MCs from my era and right now. And even probably the era after mine. You guys are entrepreneurs, and I would say self-belief has been the key to any type of success that you guys have experienced, individually and collectively. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud to see cats proudly rep where they from. You know what I'm saying, in the inland. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud to see cats not stand around and wait for somebody to give them something or do something for them, but rather, you know, take control of their own destinies and situations and produce, you know, sound results that they can actually bring other people in. I love the unselfishness of it as well. Like, for instance, you putting on this Happiness of Pursuit Festival and bringing all these people together in the name of hip hop, and it's so many people coming together. Like, it's so many people that are excited about this, and it's such a grave opportunity to bring people together and for everybody to really do what they do. And I don't know, man, I'm really, really proud of that, man, because my sons are watching that. You feel me? Like, my daughters are a part of this culture now. And so it's dope, man. It's a blessing, and I commend you brothers, every one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So That's how I feel. And I feel like if I had any advice, I would just say, you know, do you completely, utterly and completely. Like, don't wait on nobody to do nothing for you or to validate you. Like, you already self-validated if you believe in yourself and you've shown and proved your ability to make people want to hear what you're going to say next. Because ultimately that's what it's about from a musical standpoint. Obviously other stuff is included in it now. So, yeah.
Man, thank you for your time, man. This is a super dope experience for me, man. Like I said, growing up on you, I'm talking to one of my heroes right now, man. Looking forward to having you on the show, and thank you again for your time, man. Thank you for sitting down with us.
Man, you done humbled the hell out of me, boy. Good looking out, 60.
Let the people know where they can find you and all that.
All right, so if you go on Instagram, I'm under Dirty Birdie 909, or 2 words, the number 2 words underscore 1 finger underscore Dirty Birdie, 2 words 1 finger Dirty Birdie. On Instagram, on Facebook, if you're still Facebook, you can catch me under my government, and that's gonna be K as in Kilo, H as in Hotel, A as in Alpha, R as in Romeo, I as in Indigo, and the word Jermaine with a G, Kareem Jermaine. You can catch me there. I'm posting, you know, updates and shows and whatnot. I also have a Dirty Birdie page there. And if you on Twitter, you can catch me at Dirty Birdie 909 or the Real Dirty Birdie on Twitter, and Dirty Birdie 909 if you on Snapchat. So
okay,
those are the platforms. Also, you can visit dirtybirdy.bandcamp.com and get all my old mixtapes and my Tweet album, my Grape Soda album, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, make sure to come catch them live October 5th at the Happiness of Pursuit Festival going down. Yeah, thank you again, brother. We'll see you October 5th. Looking forward to your set.
Man, likewise, brother. I'm looking forward to yours too. I know you're getting down, so thank you for having me, man. God bless you, man.
All right, you too, brother. Thank you.
All right, peace.